Okay, here's a quick video of me hooking up these computers I have for sale. I'm just going to do basically hooking them up, turn them on, waiting for them to boot up, and shutting them back down, and then hooking the next one in. Okay, I'm going to grab the first one. This one is a full custom PC. This one is VGA out. My mouse and keyboard. Power wire. Screen should auto adjust to the input. This has a gigabyte motherboard in it, an AMD X2, a 245. It's running at 2.9 gigahertz dual core. 4 gigs of RAM is 2x2 kit. 320 gig hard drive. DVD ROM, but it says DVD ROM on there, but it's a DVD-R. A DVD/RW. None of these computers have SSDs in them. At the price that they're going for, SSD is going to be, it's going to cost me more than what I'm actually going to price these computers at. I have 7 up for sale. Only one of them doesn't actually have a hard drive in it, but otherwise it's good to go. There you go. It's showing the operating system. None of them have Wi-Fi. Well, one has Wi-Fi. Take that back. This one does not. Like I said, it's a quick boot. Turn on, shut off. This is the first computer that's going to be listed. They're all going to be listed in the same ad, but this is computer basically number 1. This is number 2. This one is the one with HDMI. This is the one with Wi-Fi. Okay, this is the first boot in a long time. It took a little bit longer. The last time I turned it off, I believe it had an update. And I just changed the video card out in it too. I was testing it with, I want to say I had my 1070 in it just to see what the performance at max could do with this PC. Only thing I did test with this computer was like Fortnite. was 490 at 1080p. Almost maxed out the settings with my 1070 in it. So I wouldn't say put a 1070 in, obviously not. But it does have Wi-Fi in it. I would go with like maybe a 1050. You can't see the little module down here, the Wi-Fi. It probably won't even pick up because there's no antenna on it. But I do have the recovery disk for it to roll it back to Vista if you wanted to. It's rolling Windows 7 right now. I was going to go Windows 10, but they eliminated the media center. This PC does have a TV tuner that runs off of the Windows Media Center. And you can get Windows Media Center on Windows 10, but I don't feel like the hassle of it. Okay, just shut it down. Well, yes, the specs are actually the full specs of what the computer was when it was new. Has a Q6600, that's a quad-core CPU, 4 gigs of RAM, 750 gig hard drive, has a wireless card, DVD burner, a card reader, and basically that's about it. And a little tray deal on the top. You look up the specs, it says for your extra DVDs or CDs, whatever you want to put in there, or your soda. Looks like a good spot for a can of soda. I wouldn't spill it. It runs all the way to the back if you spill it. Okay, it's pretty nice. Does have the some kind of external media here for extra storage. All the basic hookups for a media center, like a DVR. You can basically turn this thing into a DVR. You're going to use this as a media center, you can. One thing I did forget to say, it does have an NVIDIA GeForce 8500 GT. I'm thinking it was a 1 gig card. Yeah, it was a 1 gig card. Here's the shutdown. Yeah, none of these computers been up for a while, so they're a little bit dusty. This is the biggest amount of computers I actually really done at one time. It's like a total of actually 8 computers. Okay, there we go. Grabbing the next one. Number 3 is in a Dell case. It is not a Dell PC. This is actually the second highest one. Well, it's the highest one for sure that I'm actually going to have for sale. Let's move these up here. Power button on the top. Everything fully functions. It did have USB 2.0 to USB 2.0 USB on the top. I actually changed that over to 3.0. The specs on it's right here. It has an i3 2100. It's running at 3.1 gigahertz. 4 gigs of RAM. It actually has 8 in it now, but I have 4 or 8 because it depends on the price that I'm listed at. I'm not sure if I'm going to price it with the 4 gigs of RAM or the 8 gigs of RAM. Has a DVD/CDRW in it, Windows 10 Home, and it has a 620 graphic card in it. And a 320 gig hard drive. And Windows is activated on all the PCs. And this one has a card reader. Card reader works. Okay. Leave a disc in there. There's a boot up. Windows 10. It's set on local account, not on Microsoft account. In the back, it has HDMI, DVI, VGA. That's thumb board for the motherboard, and then, like I said, it has NVIDIA 620 video card, and that has DVI, VGA output. You could have a VGA. Did I just say it had VGA? I mean HDMI, DVI, and it could have VGA. I don't have the little adapter for VGA because it was a small form factor. It wasn't a small form factor computer, so I had to use a bracket from a different dead video card I had to put in. So it's running off of HDMI right now. No built-in Wi-Fi, Ethernet, everything else works. Like I said, this PC might be up for sale with 8 gigs of RAM in it or 4 gigs of RAM. It is a dual core with hyper threading, so it's in between a dual core and a quad core. Windows 10 is activated. Basic fresh install. All I did was install the drivers for the video card and do updates on it. And I put MSI Afterburner on it, I believe, and so yeah, and I put MSI Afterburner on it. But it has aftermarket motherboard. This is not a Dell Studio XPS, it's just the case. I did replace a motherboard in it. The motherboard, CPU, RAM, and hard drive, power supply. So the only thing original on it is the case, the front panel, the DVD-ROM, I think so, I don't remember, and the card reader. But everything functions as normal. And another thing I replaced, like I said, was the USB ports that are on the top up here in the little tray. Was 2.0, I changed them to 3.0, and they look amazing up there. Look like they're supposed to be there. Here's the shutdown. Okay. This tray you can open has 2 extra USB ports right here. I lost a back plate, but I didn't make another one for it out of my tape. It does a trick. Can you see that? Let's see. Yeah, you can. It's obviously, I didn't try to cover it up, make it look any different, but you can see it has it. Like, here's what I was saying. Here's VGA, but there's nothing there because I don't have the little piece. This was a small form factor. It wasn't a small form factor computer, so the bracket is only this big. I did have another card that just happened to line up with these two evenly, so I obviously had to put this in. This is not form factor. Okay, so enough for this one. Go on to the next one. Like I said, this is number 3. Here is number 4. Very light computer. I did pick this computer up. It had no hard drive in it. Okay, it's activated with Windows 10. Home has a 500 gig hard drive. Yeah, it has a 500 gig hard drive. It's an AMD X2. It's a 220. Dang right where it is running at. That I keep clicking because it's not coming in at 1080p. This is a 1080p monitor. It has a DVD/RW in it. 4 gigs of RAM. It's just one 4 gig stick. Windows 10. It's running at 2.8 gigahertz. Thinking it's running at 2.8 gigahertz. It's a dual core. Yeah, 2.8 gigahertz. It's running onboard graphics. I'm not for sure. It's like it's ATI Radeon 3000 graphics. Card reader. Does have a card reader. No built-in Wi-Fi. So for ports, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 USBs. HDMI, DVI, VGA, Ethernet, and then 7 audio thing. Pretty good PC for the money. If I remember right, it does say you can upgrade the CPU to a 6-core CPU. In terms, I think them CPUs really they show up in like Device Manager, and CPU Z actually shows them as like 3 cores, 6 threads, but they're supposed to be considered 6 cores anyways. I guess it's considered because the lanes or something they use for 2 cores, they use 1 lane. I'm not for sure. I'm not in really AMD. Most of these computers are AMD. These cables don't make sense. Going on to the next one. This is pretty nice. I do not have the recovery disk for this one. Like I said, I did not get it with the hard drive in it, so I had to put a new hard drive in it. Here is number 5. This is a pretty old computer. Not really old, but number 5. This a little dusty. The tape marks from that left marks on it. come on. The TV's not even, the monitor's not even letting me change the inputs. Seriously? And now I'm having a problem with my monitor in the middle of doing this. The long haul is supposed to shut off. It's stuck. For some reason my monitor is stuck. Brand new monitor. I forget all about this freaking thing. This monitor does not like to hook up to some TVs. I forget all about this all the time. Sometimes this monitor does not like to be hooked into older computers. I don't know why. It does this sometimes. Okay. You'll see the problem goes away. It's this monitor 100%. Showing that, but okay, never mind on PC5, not going to be listed. This seems like some reason the hard drive's not wanting to show up. So it looks like I need to take this hard drive back and exchange it for another one. Let's see, maybe some reason. It says F1 to continue. It's freaking something in the BIOS is not selected for the hard drive to be the first drive. Not for sure when the last time I had it hooked up. I think I reset the BIOS the last time. And you can see it's booting now. I'll go in the BIOS and change that setting real quick. If I shut it down and gives it the same problem, then obviously it's not going to be up for sale. Because I do not carry warranties on the PCs I sell. Because of the fact that is, on multiple occasions, I have had PCs come back because people tell me they're not working, and then get them back, and they're not have the right parts in them. So the get my computer, swap out their dead hardware in, and put their dead hardware back into my computer, then contact me and tell me the PC's not working. That's why I get people to write to come in to where I live, and they test the PC. They can do whatever they want besides put a virus on it. They can test it any way as they want. So they leave knowing it runs. This is a 200 gig hard drive. It's not the fastest hard drive in the world. So I'm thinking it's F2. It does not have a DVD-ROM or CD-ROM in it. Just a blank little cardboard that I stuck in there to block the holes. I'm thinking it's an F2 to get the BIOS. I don't know why I'm pushing it now. It's F2. I'm thinking it's F2. Entering setup. Yeah, see, it's set to boot from USB first. I'm believing that's a hard drive. Apply. Exit. Yeah, I have no idea. It's set to hard drive, so maybe it's something. It's more or less a live troubleshooting, I guess. Because that would be annoying. For the money it's going to be listed at, though, that the annoying part wouldn't bother me because the computer's going for pretty cheap. I'm thinking $40 for it. Comparing the Windows key, I buy usually off of like Kingwin or other sites. I can get them for around 20 to 30 bucks. I want to say I got this key for 25. I'm not for sure. It definitely wasn't 20. So it is in between 20 and 30. So I think it was like 20. I wanted maybe 26 and $26.88. So I have basically 30 bucks, you might as well say, into it. I'm selling it for 40. The operating system cost me 30. I'm selling the computer for 40. So basically you're getting a computer for 10 bucks an operating system. So yeah, I'm just gonna check the BIOS one more time. I'm not for sure why it keeps doing that. The hard drive is good. This hard drive is used, but it was fully tested. No bad cells in them. None of my hard drive has bad cells. They don't sell them with bad cells in them. Sectors, oh my lord, cells, bad cells. Is that the hard drive? I'm not for sure. It's just a low default. Low default did that. I'm not for sure where else to go in this old BIOS to see where it should have been. This, which is showing now. Okay, so yes, try this again. There you go. It's just something in the BIOS. was trying to read a different device for some reason and was not going to the hard drive, but obviously now you see troubleshooting live. PC is good to go now. I'm believing I was running off of a thumb drive with this like Windows kind of software on it before to test it before I put the hard drive in. I'm not for sure why 100% it was doing that. I did test it with a video card. It did have Wi-Fi in it. No Wi-Fi now. Okay, let's go explain this PC. 2 USB ports in the front, audio mic, power button. Dell has the Windows 7 thing on it. Has audio mic in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 USB ports. VGA output, doesn't have any more than that. And display port, it does have a display port out. And eSATA hookup, so you can hook up like an external hard drive to it. Pretty nice computer, besides that little hiccup we just had that you just watched me troubleshoot right at the beginning. Here's the shutdown of it. I'm just basically doing is turning them on, showing you, explaining the PC a little bit to you, and then shutting it off so you can see it will boot up, will shut down on its own. It's completely off now. I wasn't expecting to have to do a troubleshooting video on why I was doing that. I think maybe I reset the BIOS. If it does it again, I'll replace the BIOS battery. But I did not have that problem the whole time while I was actually configuring it. All these computers, I install Windows on and I run them for about 2 days. Depends if they have a video card in them. I play games on them. Like right now I'm playing Fortnite, World of Warcraft, Tomb Raider, the older version. This computer here, I believe only thing I really ran on this was YouTube videos. That's basically it. Everything I watch all my videos off this PC. I think I played Left 4 Dead. No, Half-Life. I did play Half-Life on this computer. So this computer was running and tested for 2 days under normal usage. And here is PC number 6. I don't think this. I think this one will run fine on this monitor. I don't know why other ones do that, but this monitor is a little tricky. I don't know why it does that on some stuff. The VGA back in. Got my monitor back up. Throw that on the floor. This is our number 6. Actually, I need to walk on the power cord again. Okay. This computer is running an Intel Core 2 Dual 8400 running at 2.1 3 gigahertz. It has 4 gigs of RAM, 160 gig hard drive. It's a DVD-ROM, it's not an RW. Resolution thing. But it's running home, Windows 10 Home. Okay, you got the 2 USB ports in the front, audio and mic in the front. In the back, you have the typical 6 USB ports, VGA, audio in and audio out, obviously for your speakers and your mic. Originally came with Vista, so you still have the Vista key on the top. It's been upgraded to Windows 10, like I said. I get the keys off of Kingwin and other websites, the same price as the other one, between 20 and 30 bucks. On average, it's more closer to 30 and sometimes above 30 for a key. The keys are legit. You install them, you activate them, 100%. No built-in Wi-Fi. This is another computer that's really low in cost. You can do basic stuff on this computer. Add a little better video card, you could game on it. As it now, you could do some older gaming on it, but not too high of gaming because it's running on onboard. I'm not for sure what the onboard is. It's just going to tell me Intel HD graphics. Okay, ain't too much to say about this thing. It was my mom's. It was my mom's old PC that we bought her a while back. All these PCs are cleaned, fully cleaned out, using new thermal compound paste. What do you want to call it? Applied to the CPU. If it has a video card in it, same thing as a video card. New thermal paste put on the video card. Everything is pulled out of the case. Case is fully clean. Fans are clean. So you're getting a new computer when you bought. Basically, refurbished computer. I'm not a refurbisher. They are you can say, refurbished. They're running to begin with. I just fully clean them out, reinstall the operating system, do all the updates on them, do all the drivers updates, and then they're done. That's where I stop. I don't put any other software normally on them. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Like I said, this is number 6. Ooh, that's pretty heavy. Last one. This is another one that is not a Dell. I got the computer for free. A guy in town, locally. Like I said, I got it for free. It had the original hardware in that old Pentium 4 with just regular DDR memory in it, no DDR2, nothing like that. I'll open this one, and then I didn't open any of the rest because this one's kind of obviously going to be like, oh, that's his old computer. Set this right here. You can see, I'm hoping you can see. Okay, yeah, it has a Foxconn motherboard in it. It's an AMD, a 2 gig stick of RAM. It is a single core processor. That's why this is going to be the cheapest one. I'm thinking $20 for this because you can pick up a good 200 gig hard drive in this area for $10. So if you put $10, or you already have a hard drive, then that means you won't have anything else. You have a $20 computer up and running. You can upgrade this single core processor to a dual core processor, amazingly, for about $5. That's not including thermal paste. Obviously, you're going to have thermal paste too. It's going to add a little bit more money to it. But in total, if you had to buy a hard drive, $10, CPU, $5, you're going to have a little around $15 in it, plus the $20, $35. You're going to have a really nice computer. Power supply is good. This is not the original. The only thing original about this computer is the case, and this top one is a CD-ROM. It's not hooked in, and the bottom is a DVD-ROM, and it is hooked in. And it takes so long to run it off the software, I would show you boots. Maybe I will do that. Let's put this case back on here. These are, the hard drives are IDE, but it does have 4 SATA ports on it. This is a hefty case. That's why I put it in there. This is a solid case. I did change the buttons out to the front and the lights to ones I had laying around, so this isn't the OEM thing. Hooking it into VGA. This computer shouldn't have no problem with this monitor, this motherboard. It's kicking in. See, you get a power light. Obviously no hard drive light because it does not have a hard drive in it. You just showed it really fast, but you can see AMD 3500 plus 2 gigs of RAM. Like I said, a 2 gig stick, so you can add another 2 gigs in it. F1. Let me grab a disk. This is the disk I was talking about. It will probably be pretty slow because the fact that this is not the best DVD-ROM in the world. Slap this in here. I'll just turn it off instead of shutting the... Okay, turn it back on. Just see if it's actually going to kick in right away with the DVD. It should. I probably won't even show this part because this takes forever to boot on some of these computers. I'm talking like 15-20 minutes, but once you do boot it up, it's like a clone of a Windows 10. It is kind of, I don't know how to explain it. You can use it to diagnose computers. You can, I have no idea how to explain it. It's basically a newer version of one of my older discs I used to use all the time to troubleshoot a PC if it's not running. But you can kind of see it's running off the disk, Windows 10. It's an AMD single core processor, 2 gigs of RAM, the IDE hard DVD-ROM. I'm thinking 300 watt, no, I'm thinking a 250 watt power supply. This is not a Dell. It's a Foxconn motherboard. So yeah, this PC is going to be really cheap. I'm thinking $20. It's just because it doesn't have a hard drive in it. And yeah, all you need is a hard drive. You can run that single core processor and do basic tasks with that single core. Myself, I wouldn't. I'm running, my main computer is an i7 7700, 16 gigs of DDR4 memory. It's running at 16, the RAM's running at 2666. I'm running a 256 gig hard SSD, a 2 terabyte hard drive, 750 watt EVGA semi-modular power supply, and NVIDIA reference 1070 video card. I have Wi-Fi, built-in Wi-Fi. I'm using a Roswell case with a RGB, a side window, not tempered glass. So yeah, a PC like this to me is kind of slow, even with the dual core. Most of these computers, well, all these computers I have up for sale seem a little bit slow for boot times for me. Obviously, I have an SSD. Once you go with an SSD, everything else is going to seem slow to you besides another computer with an SSD in it. So, yeah, if you have a computer with a hard drive in it, don't ever borrow a friend's computer from them that has an SSD, because once you do, your computer that you went from, your own computer, you're going to be like, man, this computer is awesome, it's super fast. Once you run your buddy's computer that has an SSD in it, or you rent a computer that has an SSD in it, you're going to be like, man, my computer is so slow. What is wrong with my computer? Even that it's running exactly the same as it was before you were running a computer with an SSD in it. It's so much different with an SSD in it. This video is super long as it is. Let's see. Now, 46 minutes. I might put skips in it. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to take the disk out and shut it down because this disk does take forever to run in these. It's mostly because this DVD-ROM is not that good of a DVD-ROM. I'm not even sure what the expansion of it is. See, it's going to say that because I pulled this disk out of here. So watch. I'll put the disk back in it. That's going to go off. So watch. And see, it says, enter to try again. And back to that, see? It's just because, watch, as soon as I pull the disk out. Okay, now, you see, every time you pull this disk out of the computer when it wasn't booted. So basically, it's acting like this disk is the boot drive. Okay? Shut it down. A hard drive light does work. Obviously, it doesn't have a hard drive in it, so it's not reading that. So this is number 7. Forgot to move 7 down here somewhere. Number 7. This one is going to be like 20 bucks. I know I didn't tell the other prices on the other one because I do not know how much the other ones are. But this one is going to be 20 bucks a case. It does have some scratches on the side. And otherwise, this looks pretty nice. If you want a computer that looks older, or you like this, I actually like this look. This part here is the intake. Fan exhaust the air. Obviously, it looks like an older PC. Really old. But it is solid. This thing is solid. It's no lightweight, man. Okay, I'm going to move on to the sneak peek. Here is another PC that might be up for sale. The front didn't turn out exactly like I wanted. I wanted to give it like a brushed aluminum look, a brushed metal look, but it didn't turn out as good as I want. This is a Dell XPS 9100. It is missing the side panel. I do have one coming in. So I did stick this piece of plastic on the side. I am running my 1070 in it right now. It has a 1.5 terabyte hard drive in it. This is my 2 terabyte, which has all my games and stuff on it. Has an i7 930. So it's 4 cores, 8 threads. Sound Blaster audio card. It has built-in Wi-Fi. It's not built-in Wi-Fi. It has a PCIe Wi-Fi card in it. A fan here. A fan here. This is like a 550 watt power supply. As you can see, it does have an 8-pin. Has another 6-pin back in here too, so you can hook a different video card in it. Has 2 ROMs in it. It has a Blu-ray drive and a DVD-RW drive. Both of them will burn the CDs and DVDs. Stick this back on here. Using magnets to hold it in the top. Like I said, I do have a brand new one coming in. Brand new side panel. I bought it. And it did not have one. Do the same with this, showing you the boot of this, because this might go up for sale sometime. I'm not for sure if I want to sell it or not. I got it for a backup for myself. Power button on the top, we got the other down. Power's on. I actually had to do, this was pretty bad shape. It was scratched up amazingly. I still need to touch, lightly sand this stuff and rebuff it out. But I put a clear enamel on it to give it that gun, brushed aluminum look, because this is backlit. This is actually behind this plastic clear. It is running Windows 7 right now. I'm going to upgrade it to Windows 10. Probably Windows 10 for Pro, I'm thinking. Okay. What the hell? Never mind. It definitely needs an SSD in it. The drive doesn't come back no errors on any sector. This drive says it's good health. It's just not the fastest thing in the world. It does have built-in Wi-Fi. It's installing a driver for my keyboard and mouse. Like the first time I had it hooked in. I had to say, I'm not going to be selling it with the 1070 in it. Obviously, no, the 1070 is overkill for this computer. If I'm going to go sell it, if I'm going to put it up for sale, it's going to have NVIDIA GeForce 450 in it. It has 1.5 gigs of VRAM. Yeah, if I was going to sell it, even with that, with the 450, I mean, I'd have to say around $200 for the computer. For what I see, they're going for right now, they're like 160 bucks, but then the shipping is like 60 bucks. So then you're looking at 220. So I would aim for, at 100. I'd aim at 200 bucks, but obviously probably won't sell 200. But I would aim for 200 because the side panel alone is costing me 20 some bucks by itself. And you think about it, you break down the hard drives and all that stuff. The hard drives are pretty expensive. It's 1.5 terabytes. It's 1,500 gigs of hard drive space. All you need is an SSD in this thing and use that as just your storage. And then on top of it has a Blu-ray drive in it. You can't really tell, but yeah, it has Blu-ray. It says DVD, dual layered, RW. Okay, secondary drive. Put this buttons back. But yeah, it has 2 drives in it. This is a brand new drive. I bought it, never used it in my main, so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna put it in there anyways. So it does have 2 drives in it. 3 USB ports on the top, audio and a mic input. This has nothing unlike the other one. It just has the number on it. The side is kind of scratched. I'm going to use something to touch this up. Right here and right here, here. And the other side panel's new. And I still got to finish the top of this. The top and the front, I got to sand it a little bit more and then buff it and polish it out. The goal would be 200 for this thing, because this thing can play any game pretty much. Everything I have, it will play. As you see, I just installed GTA Grand Theft Auto 4. But the main games, like I said, World of Warcraft and Fortnite. It's basically the games I've been playing on it, and it will. Fortnite is maxed out at 1080p on this machine. It's just awesome, and it's hitting above 60 FPS. That's in Save the World and the PvP part. Pretty nice machine. This video is like an hour long. No one's going to watch the whole thing. No one's even going to watch it. But I just wanted to post this video showing the computers I do have for sale in case you want to look. I'll put this will be linked obviously in the ad that I'm selling. So instead of someone not wanting to see the PC actually start and run, they can watch a video and see me talking about the PC and see that it runs and stuff. Obviously, if they're interested in 5, they can scroll through and see where video 5 is and see that it actually boots up in the operating system and shuts down all by itself. That's the end of the video. Probably by the time I end up posting this video, the computers will be sold, or half of them will be sold, or maybe none of them. But okay. Thank you for watching.